It's been a year since our last tour, so let's take an updated look at the toy cave. We are starting in the basement stairwell, where I keep a lot of my movie posters. All of these movie posters are video store or movie theater used. My favorites here are the Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade that my wife got me at a flea market that I could not attend. And also the Gremlins 2. Pretty cool poster. And as we go down the stairs, we hit this curtain, which leads to the toy cave. We are going to start over here with G.I. Joe and work around the room and end with Masters of the Universe. Over here's my G.I. Joe collection. I have a lot of the old Marvel comics hung on the wall here as a backdrop. Here is my USS flag. I got two Cobra Moray hydrofoils here. And a Piranha. Got the Tomahawk on the front here. Flag is the biggest action figure playset ever made. It is the epitome of 80s excess, and I love it, even though it's just really a glorified table to put your G.I. Joes on. And underneath the flag here, it's where I keep all my larger boxes. So we got some boxes for the Tomahawk, Sky Striker, the Cobra Cat, the Command Center, the Moray, and the Bridge Layer. Underneath we have the Tactical Battle Platform here, and the G.I. Joe headquarters. And over here is the big old Rolling Thunder, one of the coolest vehicles, I think. And if we head up over here, we've got a shelf with some more Joes. There's my Crocmaster, the only classified figures I have. This is the Transformers Megatron His Tank, which looks better in His Tank mode, so that's how I keep it. Maggot, Vamp, some of the big guns, collector's case here, Fang, APC, one of my 3 Mobats. On the bottom shelf I have my Lanyard Corps figures, kind of a knockoff line of G.I. Joe, but I've acquired all these while collecting G.I. Joe. They usually come in a lot together. And I found this vehicle at the St. Vinny's Dig and Save not too long ago, so there's that. And then we're going to come over to my cases here. There is the coveted Cobra Cat, Trouble Bubble, Snake Armor. Going down here, we have the Sky Shark box with the Sky Shark. Selection of figures here. A bunch more figures. We've got all of the Pack Rats. Down here we've got some more figures, some of the 1994 aliens from the end of the line. Pretty cool. Got some robots. Inside the next one, I got some Tiger Force guys here. Tiger Force Sky Striker is still sealed in his original baggie. Going down here, we have the Awe Striker in the box. The selection of figures. Cobra Claw box. Bunch of Cobra figures. Down here we got some of the weirdos. We got our Dreadnoughts. Crocmaster, my favorite. Pogo. In the next case, got a little snow thing going here with a snow cat. Cobra Water Moccasin here with some more Cobra figures in the box. Silver Mirage with the box. The Armadillo. Mail Away Sergeant Slaughter. Some more Joes. Got the Cobra Rage down here. Some more Cobra figures. And in the last Joe case, we got a Mobat, the Ram Cycle. Here's the Slugger. And some of the earliest G.I. Joes. A bunch of the straight arms. The guys in green. Snake Eyes and Scarlet here. There's another Hiss Tank. And some of your classic Cobra, early Cobra figures. Down here is where I keep the bridge layer. And some of the more popular G.I. Joes, mainly from the animated series. Up above the G.I. Joe cases, we start with my Star Wars collection. I got a bit of a Hoth diorama here where I keep my Falcon. There's a Snowspeeder, Tauntaun, the Turret and Probot playset, Imperial Attack Base. Here is my AT-AT. It's missing one chin gun. You know how rare those are to get. It's one of my AT-STs and my Ewok Village playset. I'm going to turn around here, and on the shelves right below is where I keep my large size vintage Kenner action figures. Still missing Han Solo, Obi-Wan, and R2. This R2 is the remote control one who's currently filling in. But I have Boba Fett and IG-88, which are the more rare ones. And underneath the large, we have the smallest of the vintage Star Wars. We got the micro collection. I have almost everything from the micro collection. Here's some Hoth stuff. More Hoth. Bespin playset. Death Star. The X-Wing and the TIE Fighter. Going around again, we'll take another look on the other side. The Ewok Village. Another AT-ST. And we end over here in my little cave I painted. And we have a second Snowspeeder hiding over there. Up on top of the cases here, we have the Rancor. This is a part of a Play-Doh playset, which actually works as a stand for figures. We got the B-Wing here. Slave 1. In front of the Slave 1, I have a bunch of the Retro Collection Mandalorian figures. And the battle-damaged X-Wing. Inside the light boxes, this one is full of all of the Star Wars figures. I'm only missing Blue Snaggletooth. But my goal this year is to upgrade some of the figures I've had. So if you look at Obi-Wan back here, it's one of the first figures I ever got. But he has no lightsaber and no cape. But since I had him, I marked him off as I have him. But I would really like to have him complete. Into the next case, we have a bunch of the Empire Strikes Back figures. I have every single one of the Empire Strikes Back figures. And next case over, we got some Return of the Jedi, and we got some of the last 17 mixed in here. I have every single Return of the Jedi figure. I am missing some of the last 17. Return of the Jedi continues over here, and a bunch of my last 17 figures in the front here. Going down, we have all of the Burger King glasses, complete set. Some VHS tapes of the Star Wars movies, along with some of the die cast, and some of the little PVC figures. And down here we have a Return of the Jedi Landspeeder comb still in the box. And there's Han Solo's blaster. Over to the next case. Kind of just a hodgepodge here with the dewback and the Landspeeder. One of my 3 Jabbas. There's another Rancor in here. Here's Jabba the Hutt's throne room with a bunch of figures set up in a diorama. Going over from there, we've got some of the mini rigs and all 3 of my droids figures, which I'd like to collect the rest of them, but they're not very easy to find. Down here, we've got the Cloud Car and the Dagobah playset. Over in the next case, we have 3 TIE Fighters. We got Darth Vader's TIE Fighter here. We've got the battle damaged TIE Fighter from Empire Strikes Back. And the original white TIE Fighter. Over on the wall here, we have a Star Wars cork board. Vintage, never used. A X-Wing that I still need to find some parts for down there. Here's the R2-D2 Pepsi cooler. Inside we have boxes from episode 1. Almost a complete set of the cans that I gathered in there. And some of the Coke bottles from Galaxy's Edge that I went to this summer. This is a pretty cool poster. I think this is possibly the 3rd release of Star Wars back in the day. This release was promoting the Kenner toy line, so you got a Kenner discount point book for seeing the movie then. Not a very common poster. Over here we have a cardboard shipper from Kellogg's Keebler that came out around the time of Revenge of the Sith, I believe. And on there we have Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back albums and the Imperial Shuttle with the start of my Imperial Army here. Rebel transport down here. The interior Imperial attack base box is hiding in the back. There's the box for the battle damaged TIE Fighter and my Y-Wing fighter. Here we have my Cantina playset, which I like to fill with a hodgepodge of all kinds of aliens. So I've got the reaction alien there, some Battlestar Galactica figures, Flash Gordon Lizard Woman, some Captain Power figures, some Star Trek, Remco Dracula, Tonka guy, Lone Ranger, Tron, some more Star Wars figures. Back there is an Empire Strikes Back tablecloth for like a kid's party, still in the package. Down here I have another Jabba the Hutt playset, and I have the line art box, which was a Sears exclusive, so if you ordered from Sears, you get your Jabba the Hutt in this not colored box. And the next display here is another cardboard shipper, for this time from Lay's, from the time of episode 1. I keep all my Black Series figures on here. I don't collect a lot of Black Series, I just try to stick to the Troopers. And so on the top here we have the prequel era / Clone Wars era Troopers. And under that, we go to some of the newer Disney in-between time figures, and I do have some of the Mandalorian figures. And the really cool dewback here. Here's some of the original trilogy figures. And underneath there is the sequel trilogy Troopers. And this here is a promotional lightsaber that they would use to sell toys to retailers. If you look on the handle here, it says for promotional use only, property of Hasbro. I found this at a church rummage sale. Don't know if I'm supposed to have it. Hasbro may be coming after me. And we're going to bend around the corner here. Episode 2 poster on the wall. Box for this Death Star Plus space station. Got a vintage plush Chewbacca. The 90s 12-inch Han Solo with Tauntaun. And here is my Death Star playset. 100% complete. Even still has the foam intact. And underneath, here's the Space 1999 Eagle, which I picked up this year at an auction. Alright, we're done with Star Wars. We're going to go to this bookcase. On top, I kind of have my Coleco figures. So I got like the Rambo Force of Freedom figures up there. And also my Sectars. And going down from there, I have my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles VHS tapes in the back. This is the original 10 figures I have on this first shelf. This one has 2 Leonardos because one is the soft head and one's the hard head. And then there's some more of the earlier turtles here on the shelf. Whole bunch of Usagis back there. Going down, more turtles, some of the weird ones. We got some of the Toon Turtles, Troll Turtles, turtles in various outfits, Metal Mutants, some of the mutating turtles. And there is my Tyranno Shredder, probably my best find of the entire year at the flea markets. Very rare figure. There's the Neutrinos. Underneath there, we just have a couple of vehicles. And it's pretty much just space to expand, hoping to expand my Ninja Turtles this year. Over here, we have our Hasbro WWF wrestling ring with all my Hasbro guys all shoved in there. And on the sidelines, we got some of the Galoob WCW guys just cheering them on. And a Hulk Hogan finger wrestler. And this knockoff Hulk Hogan's hanging out in the back. Here is my best poster in the collection. This is a version 2 Goonies poster. Very rare, never reprinted. We found that at a flea market a couple years ago. It's a very valuable poster. Going over from there, we have my Dino Riders. Most of these are from my childhood. There's the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And some of the smaller figures, the Diplodocus. Down here we got some more Dino Riders. Most of these are just naked that I found at thrift stores. Underneath there we get into Jurassic Park. Got all the McDonald's cups in the back here, along with most of the kind of Jurassic Park figures complete on top. Going down, a bunch of the dinosaurs. Got the T-Rex, the young T-Rex. All of the Series 1 dinosaurs. We got the Bush Devil Tracker Jeep and the Explorer. Some other figures. Down on the next shelf, we have an inbox Triceratops and the Stegosaurus. And in front of them, we have my Dilophosaurus army versus my Velociraptor army. And down lower, some of the later ones from the Lost World. And even into a little bit of Jurassic Park 3 there. And some Chaos Effect dinosaurs too. Moving over from that, this is where I shoot my videos. Very high tech lamp and poster board. And hanging on this light, we've got a California Raisin. My Kowakian monkey lizard I got from Disney Galaxy's Edge this year. Elf's hanging on there for dear life. Behind my couch, this is a Force Effects Darth Vader lightsaber, which is pretty special to me because my wife gave it to me when we were dating as my first Christmas present she ever bought me. So I know there are better lightsabers out there, but that one's special. Down in the cases here, we got a bunch of superheroes. A little bit of superpowers. Got the superpowers lunchbox. Some Amigo Robin naked back there. Spider-Man and Hulk lunchbox. A little bit of Marvel Secret Wars and Kenner Batman and Toy Biz Batman there. Underneath there is kind of a Tim Burton shelf. I've got 3 different Beetlejuice figures and his car, and just some more modern figures for Corpse Bride and Nightmare Before Christmas. Next case over here, we have all of the Land Before Time Pizza Hut puppets and the Jim Henson Dinosaurs line. And above that, my Kenner Ghostbusters. Another line I'd like to expand on this year. Not much here, but there it is. Here's my lunchbox collection. I started out being a Star Wars collector, and I had just purchased these Star Wars lunchboxes, and it kind of just expanded from there. So I got 3 of the metal lunchboxes, plastic ones, little dishware there, unopened Star Wars vitamins. Then we got some Disney lunchboxes, Robin Hood, Jungle Book, Fox and the Hound, Disney Express, Popeye, Peanuts. This old Chuck wagon one used to belong to my father-in-law. In front of there, we have the Gabriel Lone Rangers toy line. Got the horses this year, pretty cool. Underneath there, we got some plastic Transformers, A-Team, and more. Battlestar Galactica, Rambo, the last ever metal lunchbox. Knight Rider, Super Friends, Annie. Up here is my wife's childhood lunchbox for Lady Lovely Locks and her Lady Lovely Locks doll. This is kind of the girls' shelf. Rose Petal Place, Care Bears, Strawberry Shortcake. So Muppets shelf, Pigs in Space lunchbox, 2 versions of the Muppets lunchbox. Got a bunch of California Raisin vinyl figures, Smurfs, definitely dinosaurs. Up here, Muppet Babies, Heathcliff, Secret of Nim. Going over, or underneath there, I'll show you a little bit of my parts collection. Look in this drawer, we got lots of paperwork for all kinds of toy lines, like blueprints. There's USS Flag blueprints just laying in there, and more. Down in this cabinet, I have a bunch of the shells for vehicles that I'm currently trying to complete, or I just don't want to display. And then we got a couple drawers of parts in case I need them. The Turtles, Motu, Star Wars, G.I. Joe, and another whole drawer of random parts. And here we have the oldest toys I have. These are the G.I. Joes from the 1960s and 70s. Got a few of them. All original outfits and everything. Foot Lockers back there. And then over from there, we've got the 90s G.I. Joe Hall of Fame figures that I had when I was a kid. And the King of Pop is hanging out in the background. Cabinet underneath there is where I keep my Transformers. A lot of these I got from the same collection. A lot of boxes, but they are all opened. All the Protect-A-Bots, I have all of them in box. More Transformers. And some more Transformers. Wheeljack in the back, probably my favorite one. Some Pretenders. Jump Starters. Cosmos. My favorite Transformer of all time, Soundwave here. A bunch of the cassettes. Just in the bottom of this case, I have a bunch of the, well, over here I have some other transforming toys that aren't necessarily Transformers. A Cylon Raider. Rock Lords, Battle Beasts, GoBots. McDonald's Changeables. Anything that's not Transformers. Down here is just what's left of my 90s Star Wars figures. A picture of me in high school with Mark Hamill when I had hair. Got a Thrawn there, and the Luke Skywalker from the movie theater, which I got when I saw Return of the Jedi. Special edition. Just a few more of modern Star Wars things that I still have. This is a Mandalorian poster my friend got me at Star Wars Celebration. This was given out when they first revealed The Mandalorian at Star Wars Celebration. Free poster. He had 2 of them, and he gave me this one. Pretty cool. Underneath here is my muscle figures. And my Michael Knight and Kit Knight Rider set. It's very nice. Cases underneath here, we've got my mask figures. I don't have a lot of vehicles, but I have quite a few of the figures. I just got stands for them because they like to fall over. I just picked those up from Ian's Displays. You can find him on eBay. He's a good guy. Makes some really good stands I use for all of my figures. Pee Wee Herman, talking doll. Rest in peace, Pee Wee. Got my vintage Ewoks plush here. Just a bunch of board games and books. Or puzzles down here. Over on this wall, we've got a cardboard Stormtrooper standee. My passes from when I went to Star Wars Celebration. Some pins. There's a hat from when they revealed Episode 9 at Star Wars Celebration. They handed out that beanie. Here's our She-Ra figures. We're going into an all-girls shelf here. Got some Princess of Power invitations, so if I ever have a party. Got a bunch of the figures here. Would like to add the Crystal Castle this year to this shelf. That's why it's on a big top shelf, so I have room for that. Underneath there, we've got Strawberry Shortcake. Some of these are my wife's childhood strawberry shortcakes, and a whole bunch of these I picked up at a rummage sale this past year. My Little Pony, same thing. Some are my wife's, and some of them I found. The little ones on this tiered shelf here. Underneath that, Rainbow Bright. Some of the smaller dolls. Rainbow Bright in the middle was my wife's when she was a kid, and found all the rest. Kenner Seawees. Pretty uncommon to find those. And a Rainbow Bright puzzle. Down here we got a bunch of the Care Bears. And Popples with a Popples lunchbox. Going up over here by the TV. Dragonflies. Big Jim Eagle here, which you may recognize from Motu's Reuse. This is just where I play video games. I got a Superman lunchbox, Temple of Doom, Gremlins, and E.T. And on to the Masters of the Universe shelf here. Got the Talon Fighter and Point Dread attached to Castle Grayskull. And Snake Mountain. My childhood Skeletor and He-Man there. Down on the next shelf we have Battle Cat and Panther with another original He-Man and Skeletor. 2 different He-Man lunchboxes. This one was never used with a tag on it still. Got a bunch of the Masters Universe books in the background here. Some of the Heroic Warriors. Another Battle Cat. Card game. Here's one of the Imperial Lizard Beast things. It's kind of a knockoff He-Man mount. And here's Night Stalker. This is my villains shelf. Right there. Got the battle pack weapons down on the bottom here. And up above, got the weapons that I have so far of the Manny Weapons Manny face pack, or also Wonder Bread He-Man. Supposedly came with those originally. Down here, a bunch of the Masters of the Universe vehicles. And a pretty nice puzzle. And over here is a little end table I made out of a liquor display from work. That I just keep a hodgepodge of random figures that I don't have a lot of the toy lines, so I just throw them in here. In the back, we've got the Mego Star Trek. We got Thundercats and Crystar here. Down on the bottom, I have of my Kenner Indiana Jones figures. I only have 5 of them, and they're not complete. a line I would love to complete, but they are expensive and hard to get. Some Dungeons and Dragons, some Toxic Avenger, got some Tomy wind-ups, Venture People, everything here. Willow, E.T., Amigo Planet of the Apes, a Tin Man, Exoforce, Centurions. You know, anything that I don't have a place for ends up in this case. And around the corner here, we've got Plush Gizmo, Gremlins, Aliens, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed this quick tour of the toy cave. It's been a year since I started this YouTube channel, and I'd like to thank everyone that has watched any of my videos, and especially of those of you who have subscribed. I know my collection isn't as big as some of the other ones on YouTube, but I work in retail, so building this on a budget through actual toy hunting in the wild has been a slow but fun process. I hope you enjoyed going along with me on any toy hunts this past year, and you've learned how you can build a collection like this too without resorting to eBay at all. If you haven't subscribed, please do like this video, and we'll see you next time in the Toy Cave.